For this, we have to go way, 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 way back in Marvel Comics history. It's 1975. I'm a 10-year-old kid growing up in the North Shore, New Brunswick. And I go to my local Savesy, and they had the comic book racks at the time. I noticing the standout cover. The mid-1970s was a weird time for Marvel and DC, although their major characters had their own imprints. They were trying one-shots or multiple teams or whatever. This was before the X-Men, the new Uncanny X-Men, got big. The Marvel decided to put two former X-Men and two former Avengers together with Ghost Rider to make a superhero team. And the name they came up with was 100%, in my view, Champions. Now, Champions, or known as the Champions, are a fictional team of superheroes appearing in Marvel Comics. The first team appearance, it was in Champions 1, October 75. And it was created by writer Tony Isabella and artist, the great Don Heck. Their titular series regarded as an example of a failed superhero comic, suffering from constant turnover in the writers and artists working on the series, lack of consistent direction or concept, and mediocre sales. Now, what would Ghost Rider and Black Widow and Hercules and Angel and Iceman have in common? Well, not much. Now, according to the letters page of Champion 6, Isabella developed the concept of a new team of superheroes and originally wanted the roster to consist of former X-Men Angel Iceman and a newly created Black Goliath. Black Goliath became unavailable when the character debuted his own title, forcing Isabella to rethink the concept. Editor Len Wein insisted on at least 5 members, and Isabella added 3 established heroes. Russian spy Black Widow, not the same as the Black Widow in the current Marvel Universe, the Greek god Hercules, and the supernatural Avenger Ghost Rider. Captain Marvel, Power Man, and the Son of Satan, yes, a real character, were all considered for the final place on the roster before selecting the Ghost Rider. Writer and publisher David Anthony Kraft is credited with naming the team, with the title originally intended to be publicized in a giant-size format as Giant-Size Champions. Production difficulties, which caused a 3-month delay between the first and second issues, prevented this. Now, Isabella has publicly disputed this account on several points. First, he said his original concept for the series was not a team book at all, but a humorous Heroes on the Highway series in the vein of Route 66 with Angel and Iceman. Black Goliath was not discussed during the meeting, which laid out the series concept, but rather was a character he planned to have joined the Champions later, precisely because he was a character of his own series, also written by Isabella. Finally insisted that a series was always going to be a regular-sized format, and has hypothesized that the giant-sized story was put forward to cover up the fact that the team was missing deadlines. He also said that he chose the Black Widow, Hercules, and a Ghost Rider for the group under the editorial requirements that the team must have a woman, a strong man, and at least one character with their own series for crossover sales. The title was eventually published as The Champions and ran from 17 issues over 3 years, from October 75 and January 78. Publication continued to be erratic. The series went back and forth between monthly and bi-monthly throughout its run, and of course, sometimes every 3 months. The creative team saw an exceptionally high level of work return, with 12 different writer, penciler, inker combinations over the 17 issues. In addition to Don Heck, artists who drew the series including George Tuska, Bob Hull, and Johnny Byrne. Starting with issue 8, the remainder of the series was written and penciled by industry newcomers, still learning their craft, with a sole exception of the final issue was penciled by Tuska. True, though the reason for this is not known, has been hypothesized that the series was already on the brink of cancellation at this point, making a less risky place to feel rookie creators. And of course, the last issue said final issue. Now, common criticism of the Champions was that the team lacked any sort of theme or reason for the members to continue working together. Isabella intended from the beginning for the Champions to be a superhero team for the common man, but admitted that the series never brought this theme across in a convincing way. The team never acquired their own rogues gallery, instead battled established Marvel villains such as Pluto, the Stranger, and Camo Tharn, along with occasional new foes such as Swarm. The Black Widow was elected leader of Champions issue 5, and issue number 7, the team gets a headquarters. Russian heroine Darkstar became a regular character starting in issue 10, though she never actually joins the team. Black Goliath guest stars in issue 11. So the big question was why the obsession with Black Goliath. They thought this was going to be another expanded Avengers Universe character, obviously so. Now, in an effort to boost the series' flagging sales, the Champions were featured as guest stars for 3 consecutive months in Iron Man Annual 4, August 77, Avengers 163, September 77, and Godzilla King of the Monsters number 3 in October of 77. The attempt failed and Champions was cancelled with issue 17. The second to last issue continued a story involving a power struggle between villains as Doctor Doom and Magneto from the title Supervillain Team Up featured that. Loose plot threads left by the last issue were wrapped up in Peter Parker, The Spectacular Spider-Man, 1718 in May of 78, in which the Champions officially disband. In a short story on the air published in the 96 anthology, The Ultimate X-Men, an interviewer asked the Angel about the Champions. The Angel defends the group's work, saying they should be not judged by the short time they were together, but how many people they helped. The group briefly reunited in X-Force Champions Annual, and the issue of The Incredible Hulk also features an untold tale of the Champions. A new team, also called the Champions, composed of teenage superheroes and with no connection to the 70s team, debuted in October 2016. However, another controversy. In 1987, Heroic Publishing began using the name The Champions for a role-playing game series, which has been adapted into comic books. The United States Patent and Trademark Office ruled that Marvel had abandoned its trademark of the name and could no longer use it, causing a planned 2007 revival of the series to be renamed The Order. This has since been resolved, with Marvel publishing a new Champion series that debuted following their Civil War II event. Now, collected editions included Champions Classic Volume 1, 208 pages 1 to 11 in July of 2006, and Champions Classic Volume 2, Champions 1217, Iron Man Annual 4, The Avengers 163, Supervillain Team Up 14, and Peter Parker, The Spectacular Spider-Man 1718, 216 pages. The Champions No Time for Losers collects Champions 1 to 3 and 14 and 15, 100 pages, October 2016. And of course, the Champion Classic, the complete series, 472 pages, Champions 1 and 17, Iron Man Annual 4, Avengers 163, Supervillain Team Up 14, Peter Parker, Spectacular Spider-Man 1718, and Hulk Annual number 7, which came out in July 2018. Now, will the Champions ever come back? Well, as long as you have Black Widow as a character in the Marvel Universe. But who do you get to play Ghost Rider? Who do you get to play Hercules? Do you bring back the Ashmore character, Angel? Iceman, but who plays Angel? You have to do a whole refit. This is not like a bunch of established characters in certain case, because I don't think they would accept Black Widow running her first team. But remember, back in the day, we had West Coast Avengers run by Hawkeye. If the Avengers was ever going to split off, it would be Hawkeye or Black Widow, but, you know. But if you really want to bring back the Champions in either a miniseries or a TV series or a movie, I think it would work, and I tell you why. With the right writer, Kevin Smith, or somebody strong within the series, you could build on. You could spin off Hercules from the Thor movie, where basically he's looking down at Hercules with all the Champions in the background. And aren't you friends of Black Widow? You have, and the whole movie could be that the Champions are working together, but you need a strong leader, which could be Black Widow. I don't know if Scarlett Johansson would have the time to take a pay cut in a movie of a bunch of characters that really haven't been on the radar for 40 years, 45 years. Anyway, just like Alpha Flight, what we hope for to see as a Marvel movie may never occur, because you got Ant-Man and and the Yellow Jacket, that group, and you've already done Doctor Strange. But ladies and gentlemen, all I know that when Champions came out, it was very big in Northern New Brunswick, but maybe we're the only champions of the champions. Anyway, so if you like what we're doing here with our vintage comic book podcast, let us know to like, comment, subscribe, and share. If you have any requests, please do so. And as we like to say in Northern New Brunswick, if you have any requests for a podcast channel, they're highly appreciated and highly, highly considered. Have a good one. Bye.